I think that's important though. Talk to us about preparation before assessments. Like you've just mentioned there, you didn't want to leave it right till the last minute. So what was the process when you got an assessment notification, or then when trials came and then the HSC? What was the extent of your preparation? How important was it to start really early? And were you starting early? Was it different across the different subjects?
So I was always on top of it a lot. So really starting early. So I did 2 major works as well, both essays, one in drama and one in history extension. And what I found was for both of them that I was finished with writing these quite substantial works. So my history extension one was 2,500 words, and my drama one was 3,500, I think. And so I found that I was finished like weeks in advance. So I just had time where other of my friends were, furiously writing, where I just didn't even look at it for like a week or 2 weeks. And I remember, I think even for my drama one, when I got my trial mark back, I like looked at the mark, skimmed through the feedback, and then just like didn't do anything for like a week. And then I went back and thought, all right, now I'll start editing it. And then I had it finished 2 weeks before it was actually due. And the same for history extension and for all my assessments, so I'd usually get the question in class. I'd immediately get the due date down on, as I said, on reminders and on my screen. And then if it was like an essay question I had to write, I'd usually just copy it immediately into a Word document. And then I guess as early as possible, I would start. So that meant at first, for writing lots of essays, that probably meant going into a Word document, as I said, and just dropping a bunch of spam in there. So that might be like massive quotes from an article I'd read, or a bunch of gibberish ideas which didn't make much sense, or like a dot point plan of essay structure, and trying to get going as soon as possible, so that I always had a reasonable buffer between when it was due and when I actually had it finished. And especially if it depends on the assessment, but sometimes we had the chance to submit drafts. That was really good because I would have a more complete draft to submit. So if my friends were just like had written something which was pretty ad hoc just to meet the draft deadline, that's good. Obviously, it's better than not doing anything because getting feedback is always good. But if I had a full essay, which I'd done a bit of work on and refined a bit, I was always going to get feedback which ultimately more helpful to me. So yeah, getting on the ball, on top of it, and not trying to kid myself into thinking that I had more time than I really did, because 2 weeks is, if you have 2-week deadline, at least we did at my school, or submission warning, 2 weeks isn't that long of a time. And so I found that if I'd done it after like a week or a week and a half, I felt really chilled out by the time of submission. And there wasn't any of that last minute rushing, hurrying. It might be like the night before I would, do another read through, make sure everything sounded fairly normal, and then just submit it. We got like a nice little animation thing whenever we submitted. It was
it's fireworks,
confetti or something.
Yeah,
confetti. So yeah, getting on top of things early.